Yes. Now, do you hear him, John?
Yes, I do.
And do you hear John?
Yes, I do.
There you
How you
go.
doing?
Hi, John. Hi, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Hi.
First of all, I want to say that your album is excellent. I enjoy it very much.
Good.
And I think the cold I'm going to get for waiting out in the rain today was well worth it.
Oh, thank you. Tylenol cold really helps, so take a couple of them, you'll feel great.
Well, especially since you got to clear up a little problem I had with my girlfriend to the words to a song.
Good.
Is it Love? I had a question for you, since I wasn't able to ask you earlier.
Sure.
If you're going to be doing any solo tours?
Well, you put together a project in the hope that will enable a solo tour to come through. So next summer seems a logical time for me to try do a concert tour of the world.
That sounds
of the world as we know it.
Or at least a tour of Philadelphia.
Yeah, we do.
Definitely.
Yes.
There are definitely 3 or 4 gigs here I could do.
Exactly. Yes.
I want to.
Oh, I can just see you under the stars in the summer.
Yeah.
That Allentown gig, just to digress, the first time in the area here on Manchester was such a wonderful night out in the open.
It was beautiful, wasn't it?
Beautiful, yeah, it was great. Thanks for calling.
One quick question.
Sure.
Anything getting together with Rick Wakeman or the ABWH gang?
Hard to say. Rick has been calling. I've been calling Rick, and we keep missing each other because he's on tour a lot. As for Steve and Bill, it always takes a little time to work together with these characters because they're always busy doing their own things. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely get in touch with Rick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you take care.
All right, thanks.
All right, he's hinting there. Okay. Hi, you're on with John.
Hi, John. This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I just want to say I enjoy your music.
Good.
And I was just wondering what's going to be coming up next.
Well, the new year promises to be very interesting for me. I'm hoping to go to China. I've been trying to go to China for 10 years now, as far as I can remember. And we're going to China probably in April, May, and do a project there with some musicians from China. Mm-hmm. And hopefully the summer could be a tour. And then I've got my fingers crossed that a long-awaited project of mine, which is the Chagall musical, we're going to go into production next winter.
Okay.
So you never know what's going to happen.
Okay, just recently we got to see Steve Howe playing in Philadelphia.
Good.
And I was just wondering if you're still keeping in touch with him.
Actually, I haven't spoken to Steve for about a year. He's been on tour for a year.
Yeah, he's
virtually.
been real busy.
Yeah, and he's obviously evolving the way he wants to, and it's one of those things. We worked together, as you know, very closely for 10 years, and then you have a change of direction each, and then we worked together for 3 or 4 years, and now another change. Maybe in a couple of years we'll get together again. Who knows?
Okay, that's fabulous.
Okay.
Nice talking with you.
Thank you.
Bye
Thanks.
now.
My impression is it's kind of like a marriage, but you've got like 2 wives. You've got the Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, Howe group, and then you've got the other Yes group that we know, the West Coast Yes, that kind of evolved. We all know the history and all, but you ended up basically now with the 2 different camps, and you kind of are part of both camps, so you kind of choose, I guess. I don't know. How does it happen?
I don't know how it works. I seem to go with the wind,
Whoever rings you up.
As long as I don't get involved in alimony, I'll be okay.
Well, whoever has the project going and the music and the interest in doing a project.
If I'm approached in the right direction and the right way of thinking, I'm very happy to work with the guys at the moment, with Rick and Steve and Bill. But, I've spent the last 2 years with Chris and Alan and Tony and Trevor, and I feel very much a part of where they're going, maybe for the next year or so, but who knows
And then,
what's going to happen later.
Of course, you did the union, which was all of you together, which was really confusing.
Well, to me, it wasn't. Maybe I live in another world. I felt it was a great idea.
I thought so.
The album didn't quite work, but the tour worked.
Yeah. It did. Yeah, it really did.
You just thought maybe that's going to happen again and we'll do it properly. But who knows?
And I'm sure everyone's asking, well, why didn't you continue that way? Why did you go back to the L.A. Yes?
Well, Bill had his jazz group he wanted to do, and Steve wanted to do his solo work. So it was like things happen a little bit out of my control. I've learned to just ride along with it.
So you're really not the leader, as I said in 73.
I thought I was.
You thought you were, but it turned out not.
No, I'm not.
Okay, let's take another call. Hi, you're on with John on WMMR. Hello.
Yeah, hi, John. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, pretty good.
Good.
Listen, we caught your act in, what was it, August?
Mm-hmm.
And that was really good.
It was
really
good fun. It was good fun.
Yeah. Do you guys plan on doing anything else like that?
Well, I think the next step was to put together a live album, maybe with a full orchestra. We had a discussion actually last week about doing this, and then a new project as well. And really, you know, what we do, we get together and we talk about ideas, and then a month later we decide whether we're going to do it. We all have to think about how are we going to work together for the next couple of years. Because I really believe that we can take the Yes project into the 21st century, and I have this great strength inside to want to do it. It's just a question of everybody else agreeing, you know?
Yeah, I hope you all do.
Yeah, I do, too.
Yeah, I have one more comment to make.
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten a Christmas album last year
Oh,
from my
gosh.
husband.
3 ships.
3 ships. And I just got to tell you, that's wonderful. We love that album, the whole family.
It works
right on down
around.
to my 16-month-old. He loves it.
Excellent.
Yeah, so you still got a young following and everything.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. You take care.
Bye-bye.
You know, that album, 3 Ships, is available only in Japan now, I think, on CD, and it's a crime because it needs to be available here in America, and it's beautiful, beautiful.
It's interesting. You go on tour, and I'm, you know, after a show, I'll just meet 1 or 2 people, shake hands, and this guy will look at me and say, 3 Ships, thank you, and I'll just say, that's worth it.
Yeah.
Just for somebody to really realize that when I was making that album, I was really not making it as a commercial gambit.
Right.
I was just making it from a musical standpoint, and more of a feeling that every Christmas, not just Christmas itself, the actual day, but the time around it, Thanksgiving and into the New Year, the Chinese New Year, they have all these energies going on around this time that relate to thank God to be alive. You know, and we call it Christianity or Christ consciousness. You know, we have it in Buddhism, we have it in all religions. The same energy is coming through. It's our way of thanking all that is for having our life. And the idea was to make this album, and as you know, well, you know actually, but the cover at the back is me dressed up in a white shirt with Beyond War across the front. And I was really believing, and I still believe, that we can live in a world beyond war. And I had a lot of makeup on that day.
Yes, and short hair, I guess.
I must say. But it was fun.
Yeah.
But the idea, everybody who played on that album, I'd make a shirt and a T-shirt for them with Beyond War. And I thought it was an important statement to make. So it's a combination of a Christmas album and also a statement for the future. So I'm happy that the girl enjoyed listening to it.
You know, speaking what we're talking about with the last tour, it really is no secret that you had such high expectations for the Talk album, and it was such a beautiful record, and the fans love it so much, and yet it didn't seem to, timing-wise, break through to the top of the charts this past summer. I know you didn't tour, you hurt your back, and the tour was delayed, and then the single wasn't pressed as a real single, it was an album track, and then they tried to go with the other single, and it was all of this record company stuff, and the end result was the industry says, the record's stiff, you know. And to fans, it is one of the most wonderful, brilliant records, especially I Am Waiting, which was never released as a single, and the whole thing. And I know you have to have some frustration with that whole business end of things.
What it does, it gives you a strength. It's amazing. The band continued the tour through the end of South America and then Japan. And the remarkable thing, Jane here, she was with us the whole tour. And the band got better and better.
The shows were great.
It wanted to play good. It wanted to prove that it's still a great band, whatever happens with your business, whether the record company's into it or the management has let go of you. What the hell? We're still a great band. And I really believe that's the force of the Yes. And that's and I'll tell you, this tour, the fans, I've never heard the fans so up on this band. And that gives you a strength and a conviction and a belief in what you've been doing for 26 years. And I still have that same feeling for the next few years into into the coming times, you know.
I wonder if, not to be like chauvinistic about it, but the fact that a big hit record doesn't attract some people who aren't quite sure what Yes is all about, and what you're left with is the real hardcore, diehard people who are into it and love it and live it. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that accounts maybe for that extra little bit of intensity, because these were the people who have been with you, you know.
People that came to see the show, there was the volume of energy from them enjoying each song.
Yeah.
And the power of the evening. We never left a stage on this whole tour. We did 80 shows there. And there was never, ever a time you felt let down. We were told the tour is not selling, the album is flopped. And then we'd say, hey, we're still going to go on. We're still a good band, you know. You can't knock it out of us. We're going to carry on. And right till the very last show, we had people standing up in Japan. They'd stand up all the way through the show, from the beginning to the end. It was a great feeling of, I don't know, commitment, and that we'll still carry on.
It's amazing. Let's take a few more calls here. We'll take a break here. Hello, you're on with John Anderson.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
You wanted to check on the job, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
All you got to do is send the sort of resume to Ed, and then he can he can send everything through to me.
Okay.
That's the way to do it.
Okay.
Let me know what you've been doing and what you'd be, interested in pursuing in terms of. I've just got a new computer system. I'm very into the CD-ROM and all that work, and it's very important that someone comes along who can really guide me and work with this and really evolve it.
Okay. So you're looking for someone that knows maybe MS-DOS?
Pardon?
Knows that programming and the MS-DOS, the Microsoft this operating system?
Everything and more, yeah. It's
Okay.
one of those things. So just get in touch with Ed, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, could I have Ed's address?
Yeah.
Just take care of WMMR. We're right here at Independence Mall, Philadelphia, 19106, Independence Mall East. Okay?
Okay.
Take care.
Wait a minute. I just wanted to tell you I'm a big fan of you.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Speaking of computers, I've checked the computer here. And what was what'd you want out of the 49ers?
Yeah, did they win?
Let's see. San Francisco, where is it?
San Francisco 73.
No, it's not on here. Maybe they didn't.
Maybe they're a week off.
How about the Chiefs?
Maybe they didn't play.
How did the Chiefs get on?
The Chiefs.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I have the schedule. I have the list right here. Miami over New York Jets. San Diego over the LA Rams. Pittsburgh beat the Raiders 21-3. Chicago beat Arizona 19-16 in overtime. Cleveland over Houston. Seattle over Kansas City. We've got 10-9.
Oh.
That's a weird score. And then the Atlanta beat Philadelphia here 28-21. Tampa Bay over Minnesota in overtime, and Denver over Cincinnati, and the Giants over Washington. That was it. And New England and Indianapolis.
Oh, it's Monday Night Football.
It's Monday night, tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. They play tomorrow night.
Must be. Well, there you go. So I checked it right on
It shows what I know.
I checked it here. See,
no idea what's going on.
All the news comes in right here on the computer screen, John.
I'm just a British guy into American football.
All right, let's take a couple more calls here. You're on with John. Hello.
Hi, am I on?
Yes.
Oh, great. Hi, John.
Hi there.
I saw you at the signing today.
Oh, good. Are you damp? Are you still damp?
Yes, I am.
Can you dry it out?
A little dried out.
Okay.
I was too nervous to tell you then, but my favorite two songs are Awaken and To Be Over.
Excellent.
They mean a lot to me. And I love Change We Must now, too.
Good.
I love the little Hawaiian refrain in there.
Good.
And I really like when you throw in, like, foreign languages and stuff.
Good.
And I was wondering, at the end of To Be Over, there's like a little chant. I was wondering if it actually meant something or it's made up words. Or
I can't remember what it is now. How does it go? To be over. I think I just made it up on the spot. I'd hate to say that, but sometimes you're in the studio and you just try for something and it just sounds right, so you just go for it. And then you find out later it's sort of Hebrew for something. Actually, the song "Change We Must," this thing we're singing at the beginning and during the course of the song, which I think is sort of Lemurian, I believe. So
it's not actually Hawaiian?
Ancient Polynesian, which is Lemuria, Atlantis, Lemuria. That's the ancient days. Unaha heya tamarahua, that kind of thing. But we just made it up as we did it, so it sounds real cool, you know?
It does.
Okay.
Well,
all right, thanks for calling.
Glad you like it.
Okay. All right, you're on with John. Hi. Hello.
Doo-doo. Hello?
Hello.
Ed Sciaky, is that you?
There.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, John. How you doing? My name is Andy.
Andy, how are you doing?
Good, good. I just want to let you know that, really big fan and been listening to you for a lot of years.
Thank you.
And I know you discussed it already about 3 ships. I was wondering if they're going to be re-releasing it in the States.
Probably not. It's one of those things that maybe in a couple of years' time it'll become, what do they call it, out of circulation, and maybe I'll be able to get
it's out of print in America now.
Yeah,
I think the odd thing is it's on Elektra Records, and even though it's still part of the same family with Atlantic, Warner, Elektra Atlantic, it's still a different label than most of John's stuff, which was on Atlantic.
Yeah, the problem is when you move on to other labels, and then they just forget about you.
But
anyway.
you can write to Elektra Records and just say, why don't you put that out, or at least give it back to John and let him put it out, or let somebody else put it out.
Yeah.
All right, great. And maybe I'll try that.
Thank you.
Maybe
All right,
EMI. Maybe EMI would like to buy it and put it out.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
hi, you're on with John Anderson.
To me?
Yes.
Oh,
that's
howdy,
you.
how you
No,
doing?
you.
Yes, you.
my name is Megan.
Hi.
I got this question for you. Where did you basically get your inspiration from? Because you've got these rhythms coming all over the place, and it's like before, from the old Yes, now whatever. Where was your inspiration basically from?
I think the early Yes was very involved with Indonesian rhythms. I was at that earliest time of 1969, 1970. I'd been given an album of gamelan music. And I was always very interested in trying to get the band to play sort of Indonesian styles and things like that. And Bill Bruford was a real jazz player. And he would come along with incredible sort of time signatures.
Yeah.
And because he enjoyed doing that, we'd say, okay, let's give it a try. And then we would put another time signature against it. And that's how we would sort of weave the music, by people in the band wanting to perform so that they felt comfortable. So you'd finish up with some bizarre stuff at times, and sometimes very exciting,
Yeah. It's because, with Relayer, when I was listening to it,
Oh, yeah.
I was listening to the rhythm. I was like, wow, man, that's so cool.
I know. Well, that was actually me learning the piano. I actually wrote Gates of Delirium on piano and played it to the guys in rehearsal all the way through. And they must have thought I was crazy, because I was bashing the piano, da-dun, 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 and I'd sing these melodies over the top. And of course, I thought they knew what I was doing, but eventually I had to sort of break it all down and rehearse it very tight. And eventually you started to realize that I was playing in sort of 11, sort of 9 signatures, and that was really interesting for the guys to start working out. So it was kind of at that time we were very loose on trying to work with electronic sounds as well.
You weren't really a trained musician, though, right? You didn't really have a lot of formal training, and some of the other guys did.
Well, they
which
did.
Is interesting.
They used to say, "John, that's impossible. You cannot do that." And eventually, we'd sort of get through it, and they'd all look around and think, "Well, you can do it, but it still sounds strange. But we'll try it." So, like anything, you just try things that come through, really.
Okay, thanks for calling.
All right. So I have one last comment.
Yeah.
I've been a real huge Floyd fan, and then I discovered the Yes a while ago and stuff. And all I want to say is Floyd is so depressing. And then when you listen to Yes,
well, they're actually their lyrics are pretty depressing when I think about it.
Yeah.
But some of them I like. I love the "Hey kids, teacher, stop knocking the kids around." I love that.
Yeah.
But a lot of their songs are sort of very...
Yeah, I know.
They're crying all the way to the bank, John.
I don't mind. Hey, money.
Thank you for actually being happy.
Sure.
That's true.
The less money I have, the happier I am, Ed.
No, that's true, though. I always say that listening to Yes music, especially going to a concert, gives me a feeling of joy that I don't get from something else, other things. Really,
same here.
It's true.
I don't know. After every show, I feel really great. I feel like, I'm glad we went through that experience.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Thank you. Look at your band.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, we have one more on the line at the moment. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, a Yes Show is the only place where you can really let yourself go, you know? It's just like Saturday night.
Yeah.
Now, I must say, I thought I was the biggest Yes fan in Philly. But now I know that actually there's a bigger Yes fan, and his name is Ed Sciaky. I never thought it would happen, but today I'm convinced it's true.
Well, I've always known that, and so has John, right?
Okay.
I mean,
he's definitely bigger than me.
I've been I've been afflicted with this for many years.
Have you really?
I have.
Well, we should get together and talk.
Okay, I offer no apologies, and actually, I one of the great things is that I've been able to be on the radio and play the music that I love all these years, and that's what's been wonderful, you know.
I'm so lucky.
There have been tough times, I know, Ed. But we've come through. Here we are.
I've had to take flack from certain radio corporate
types.
Calm
down, Ed. Calm down.
Oh, man.
It'll be all right.
But I just went ahead. All right, thanks a lot. Okay.
Well, listen. Let me say, I'm the one that dresses up rather crazily at the shows.
Oh, the one.
Yeah, the one.
Right, okay.
I'm the Cardinal Man, the Eagle Man, and I just want to say I really enjoyed it, and keep going, man. Keep going.
What are you playing? What's playing in the background?
That's Three Ships, when you were talking about it while I was waiting. Forest of Fire is my favorite track.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
All right, God bless.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll take a little break and we'll play some commercials and we'll get John over to the other setup and we'll try to do some live music here tonight, okay? Wouldn't that be fun, John?
I think we should try, yes.
We'll try, and we'll introduce Gwendolyn. And
please.
And we'll be right back. It's
la, la, la.
93.3 WMMR Philadelphia. And we'll take a very short break here on the Classic Cafe. 93.3 WMMR, it's the Classic Cafe. John Anderson is our guest, and we're going to play a little bit of a piece here by way of introducing Gwendolyn Mock, who plays piano on this little piece called Run On John. That's Run On John's from John Anderson's brand new CD, Change We Must, just out on Angel. John Anderson from Yes, our guest tonight, of course. Jane's here, and Gwendolyn Mock, who played keyboard on that, as well as many tracks on the album, is here with us tonight. Now, let's see. You hear me, Gwendolyn?